the 29th of April. I'm cycle day 15 today, and I'm still low on my monitor. So that basically means estrogen has not been surged in my body yet. So it's not been detected according to the CLEARBLUE fertility monitor. And I am going with that because I've not felt any signs of ovulation. Normally I get a little bit niggly on one side. When I say niggly, I feel a little bit, there's a dull sort of pinching, aching sort of feeling. And then I get CM, like a little bit wet, where I'm, you know, just wiping and it's a little bit wet. I know this is TMI, but it's obviously a TTC channel. Yeah, so usually symptoms are little niggles, little bit of CM, and then by the second day of the sort of feelings, the niggles get a little bit sharper and deeper, and my CM by day 2 or 3 will get really slippery slidey. So I normally start feeling that. I can't really give a day, but because my cycles, every cycle is different for every lady. You don't always have a 28-day cycle and ovulate day 14. It doesn't happen like that. Even if you have a 28-day cycle, you usually get your symptoms will start of ovulation day 12 or something like that. If you're gonna ovulate on day 14, the symptoms will be there a couple of days before. Do you know what I mean? You will get a little increase of discharge, you will get a few niggles. Whether you feel them or not is another thing, because every lady is different. Now, as you know, by my journey, by my story, by my experience, I always get ovulation pain. I very seldomly go for a period where I don't get anything. I mean, when I say pain, it can notch up to an 11 out of 10. It is excruciating. Haven't been like that for a few months, thank goodness. But I normally crank up a good 7 or 8 on ovulation. Very occasionally I can just go through it with just, oh, I've ovulated. Slippery, slidey CM. There's quite a, you know, a dull achiness, and I slide by it, if you like. But I'm just saying, I'm one of those girls that do feel when my eggs are on the move, as I say. Sorry about the vlog. All of you said you'd rather have something than nothing off of me, which is great because I'm on my way to reflexology. Pardon me. I'm always burping when I'm in the car. That's so bad. It's just because I've just pulled over to get some fuel, grabbed a hot chocolate because I barely got my peppermint tea this morning. It was such a race around. Then I forgot my phone, so I had to go back for that because I thought I won't be able to vlog without it. Yeah, so I only just made it to nursery on time for my little girl. I literally got there with 2 minutes to spare, so I'm running a little late. I normally get to Jan's with 5 minutes to spare so we can have a chat, but I think I'm going to get there bang on time today. Yeah, so anyway, ovulation, I've not felt any symptoms. I had the littlest bit of CM yesterday. I put a panty liner on and I had a tiny little bit of creamy CM about 12 o'clock. When I wiped, it wasn't slippery, but I did notice it and I changed my pad over, and again there was a little secretion of it again. So I did think, oh, there's a little bit there. So normally I get like that probably about 3 days before I ovulate, so God knows, have no idea. So basically I did a cheapy OPK just to make sure I wasn't at a miss. My OPK was blank as yesterday afternoon, and I did one this morning and it was blank as. So I'm not really doubting a £100 fertility monitor that has literally a 4.5 star rating across the board. I mean, 4.5 stars in Amazon, or 5 star even. The reviews are phenomenal, and I've had 3 friends that have used it and had success on it, and I've got a lot of you guys that are infoing me going down the same route I am. I think one of you who invested in the monitor is already pregnant, which is amazing, well done. And then there's another one, Abby, hi love, she's on the same journey as me. I think she's 1 cycle behind me and trying, because she's had a couple of years of trying too. So, you know, we're all on these journeys together, we're all supporting each other, but I'm on day 15, so I would have thought, I can't really say this is when I ovulate, because as you girls know, I have had my peak at day 11, day 12. I have had my peak at day 13, 14. I have had my peak at 15, 16, but that was going back quite some time. On this monitor, I have been day 12 and 13 twice, day 14 and 15 once, and day 11 and 12 once. I think that's right. but basically it's been slap bang in the middle of a 27 to 29 day cycle, which I am. I'm a 28 to 29 day cycle. So perhaps I'm going to have a longer cycle this time. Perhaps I'm not going to come on my period till day 33 or 34, and I am going to ovulate, but it's going to be day 18. You know, I have had a couple of times ovulating, having a longer cycle, as you know. I put that down to the chemical. So when I had the chemical pregnancy, I think I went 34 days without a period, and when I had my miscarriage, I went 33 days, which is all normal. When I brought this up with my GP, when I had that mid-cycle bleed, saying, well, I am normally a 28, 29 day cycle, but I have had a slightly longer cycle when I've had my chemical pregnancy and when I have my miscarriages. She just said, long as you're having a period each month, it can be any time of the month. She said, you're a very, very, very lucky lady if you're getting a regular, bang on it, 28 day period. And she said, it's very lucky if you're getting a regular period, and be grateful for that. And I said, I'm definitely having a period every month, and 9 times out of 10 I can feel my ovulation. So she said, oh, I think all's great. Just because sometimes you have a 30-day cycle isn't going to mean you're not going to fall pregnant. So I'm not too concerned. If I went a whole month without a period, I'd be a little bit worried. I'd be like, what the hell's going on? But that hasn't happened. I've just registered low on day 15. So there's not really much to report. I had a slightly longer period. I normally always have 2 days. Well, I have the first day medium to heavy in my flow. Second, third day's fairly heavy. Fourth day medium, fifth day very, very, very light, to sixth day very spitty spotty. It can even go where the fifth day I'm spitty spotty and then nothing. But rule of thumb again, I usually finish my period on day 5. Day 6 I might have to just wear a panty liner, but this time was different. I spitted and spotted until day 8. By that I mean not a flow, wouldn't have needed a sanitary pad, nothing like that. Day 5 I wore a panty liner as per, and it was just a thicker streak of red. So I thought, oh, that's unusual for me. I'm normally just spitty spot. Then nothing all day, day 5, nothing at all, just in the morning. And then day 6 I put on a panty liner just in case. It was just like a tiny few specks of blood. So I put on another panty liner in the day when I freshened up. Again, a few specks. Day 7, nothing at all until later on in the evening. It was a tiny spick and speck. That went on until the morning of day 8. So that was a little bit different, but they say long as your periods aren't super, super heavy, clotty, going on for like 10 days, then you have 2 days not bleeding, then straight on again, that is all fine. So I'm not counting that as really bad. You know what I mean? I had a period, I bled properly for 4 to 5 days, spitty spotty day 6, 7 and 8, which to me doesn't ring red flags or anything like that. I wasn't in super pain with my period. It wasn't clotty, it was just standard for me. Just nothing untoward. It was a nice colour. By that I mean it wasn't too dark, it wasn't too, it was just a normal period, which was good. So I just think maybe it is my body's maybe a bit out of sync, or I'm just going to be a bit different this time. I don't obviously want to ovulate too late. I know you can get pregnant still on late ovulation. We've had this conversation. Late ovulation doesn't mean you're not going to get pregnant. It just becomes a little less likely. It can mean that maybe the egg's not going to be great, the lining might not be great, there might be issues there. So you might have a lesser chance getting pregnant. But there is a lady on here who messaged me who said, just to let you know, I ovulated day 19 to 20 and I went on to have a healthy baby. Just to let you know, this is when we broached the subject a little while ago, and that's great. That gives me great hope. I've ovulated on day 18 before. That's back on my vlog. It was ages ago. It was when I first started trying, but I was really peed off. I was doing the handheld digital ovulation sticks then, and I kept getting a flashy face saying my estrogen had surged. And I was thinking, oh my God, I've had a flashy face for 11 days straight. I vlogged about it. I think it took me up to like day 15, flashy face. And then I finally got a peak, I'm sure my peak was day 16, 17. I think it was. Could have been 17, 18. But I'm just saying, I had 11, literally low fertility for like 3 or 4 days, flashy face for like 11 days straight, which I vlogged about. That's quite a viewed video actually. And then yeah, I had my peak I think it was day 15, 16, and you peak for 2 days. So yeah, I did ovulate late once or twice in my whole life that I've known about. Obviously, before I tracked ovulation, like in my early days, sorry, the sun is so super bright, perhaps I did ovulate late. I wouldn't have known, because I used to just finish my period when I was trying for my first and second baby. I had no idea all about 2-week wait and all of that. As I said before, I just finished my period, made sure I was fit and healthy, had regular intercourse, took a prenatal vitamin hoping I'd get pregnant, and I did, you know. And I think I took 3 months trying with my first baby and maybe 3-4 months with my second. I don't think it was very long. I think I started trying in the February for my little girl, and I fell in the June. Maybe I fell pretty quick. I know I started trying in the January with my little boy, my first baby, and I fell in the April. And I know with my girl, we said we'd try for a baby, and I think I had about 3 periods, then I fell. Can't remember straight off, but it was quite quick. It was like, well, let's have a baby, and a few periods later I got pregnant. It was much easier then. But do you know what? I know people say you were a lot younger. Yeah, it was 15 years ago, 13 years ago. But I do think half of the battle is my mind went on TTCing. It was when I had my first baby and we decided, yeah, we definitely want a baby. I was really eager and excited, and I couldn't wait to come off the pill and get my body all cleansed. And, you know, because I was on the pill when I was younger, and when I was first married I went on the pill, and yeah, it was, I literally said to I said, look, I really want to try for a baby. And, you know, things were a little bit different. It was a bit like we weren't that bothered, but I was like, I do want to try for a baby. And we spoke about it for on and off for about 3 or 4 months, and then I came off the pill, and I came off the pill for a whole year before we started trying, because I read loads of books. You know how it is when it's your first baby, you sort of inhale information books. Nowadays it's probably inhale Google stuff, but there's so many lorries and God knows what on the road today. Yeah, when you have your first baby, you sort of really grasp every little bit of info going. And I remember buying the baby magazine every single month leading up to getting pregnant, and I was just reading about breastfeeding, about cloth diapering or cloth nappying, and I was just I loved it. And I used to cut out all little bits. I've still got my folders in the attic. I used to cut out all little bits of information about things, and then I had a section, I bought file dividers, I had a section on labour, a section on prenatal vitamins, a section on birth control, a section on nappies. It was everything. I literally had this massive folder all about how to try for a baby. And oh my goodness, my whole life I literally decided I wanted a baby, spoke about it for 6 months, bought every magazine going, read up on it non-stop, and then we got Christmas out the way. I remember getting Christmas out the way and thinking, right, that's my last alcoholic drink now. I've not been on the pill now exactly a year. This is it. And then we started trying in January, and I felt in the April. So it's still a few months trying, even though I had a completely cleansed body. But I wasn't really thinking about TTCing. I didn't know all about that. I just thought it'll happen as long as we're having sex. So it's all weird, isn't it? That you do wonder that not just your age and going through life with COVID and working and having kids and all that, you've got other kids to look after, and you're trying to pay your wages and your bills and all that. You've got all of that going on, so it makes life a little bit more stressful. Plus the environment is probably a lot more toxicated 15 years later than it was. All these things. But now I think, gosh, I eat mostly plant-based food. I definitely don't smoke. Not on birth control, and I haven't been for like 16 years. Why is it taking so long? It does make you realise, it does make you thankful. But I do think when your mind isn't on TTCing every 5 minutes, it just makes it a bit more relaxed. I'm wondering whether I fell the first 3 times so easily, well actually 4 times, because my 4th baby, I shouldn't say this, but he wasn't planned. It wasn't like, we did want another one, well I did, and Aaron was like, I don't really know that I do want a 4th. And I think I might have spoke about this before, and we were just doing withdrawal method. That's all we've ever done. You know, we did condoms when we first met and I was on the pill, and yeah, we've just done withdrawal method. And my little fourth boy was I was day 11 of my cycle, which I knew because I always jotted it down, and I said, oh, I don't think I'm fertile. I'm not fertile now because it's not halfway through my cycle. But Aaron still came out, but obviously there was stuff there before, obviously, and I might have ovulated early. So this is my point. You don't always ovulate bang when you think you do, because with my fourth baby, I thought my ovulation was a few days later, and it obviously wasn't, because I thought he was probably going to be a girl because I ovulated later, and I thought, well, no, we've done it day 11. I definitely didn't ovulate till day 13, day 14 and all this. The monitor just tells you exactly where you are on your cycle. And yeah, so I'm low today, guys. I know I've babbled on loads, but I've enjoyed the chat. I'm at Jan's now. I might get back to you after I've had a bit of relaxation and reflexology and let you know how I'm feeling. See you later. Hey guys, so I'm back. I've just had my reflexology with Jan. I did get there bang on the time today, but we still managed to have a little chat after, which was nice. Felt really grainy over my back and lower back area, which she worked on, but this is really exciting in reflexology. To all of you who know that I absolutely love holistic and, you know, all the therapeutic moon and all of that, everything to do with holistic therapy I love. She just said, because it's obviously the pink rose moon at the moment, if you don't know, if you look it up, it's meant to be full of energy and it's really majestic at the moment. We're in the full moon phase, but it's the pink moon, and it started on the 27th of April. So she lined up all of her crystals after washing them to get them re-energized in direct moonlight. So it's meant to sort of re-energize all your stones. And the rose quartz, which is particularly good for romance and fertility, she decided today, after doing all my ovary and fallopian tube area, to sort of manipulate the area with the rose quartz that she'd energized with the pink moon. I just thought that was so nice. She just said it's a different take on holistic therapy when you sort of, it's like when you hot stone massage in different pressure points. You know, putting different stones against the skin really helps heal and has different properties. It's like if you suffer with asthma or breathing difficulties, if you wear amber close to your skin, it helps relieve that. And the same with teething. I don't know whether any of you use amber teething beads. My little girl who's 4, well, all of my children have worn teething bracelets and necklaces until they're like 4 or 5 years old, until they start school, and none of mine have suffered with teething. My firstborn, I didn't realise you could get amber bead bracelets and necklaces, so I just used to use the natural herbal granules, the Ashton Parsons little granules on his tongue when he sort of suffered, when he was like a few months, you know, about 9 or 10 months old. I used those, but I discovered when my 13-year-old was born, I discovered the effects of amber, which was silly really, because I worked in a jeweller's and we used to sell loads of amber, and I knew it was good for asthma because we had lots of ladies buying it and men buying it to wear against their skin for anything to do with breathing problems. And I never knew it was, well, I suppose it's going back to what I was saying about TTCing and babies and that. Didn't really have interest till I wanted to try for a baby after I'd been married. So yeah, I realised these amber bracelets and necklaces were good. So again, we use those for our children, so that's a good one. But yeah, so she energised all this rose quartz. She had like 3 lumps of it all ready for me, and I just thought it was so thoughtful of her. I just love the thought process that goes into her treatment. It's exactly the way I want to adopt it when I have my business at home, which I'm endeavouring to do as soon as my last baby is at school. That is what I'm going to be doing. Obviously I'm qualified anyway, but I just think these little bits that she does, I sort of learn off her, and I think, oh, it's so nice, Jan. And I said to her, it feels really different what you're doing. And she was just caressing the stone over the area and then just applying a little bit more pressure. And she just said, with the energy of the pink moon, it's meant to make the fertility extra stronger through the stone. So, you know, I know some of you guys think it's a load of rubbish, and I appreciate it's not everyone's cup of tea, but that's what I had done today. Reflexology, but incorporating the rose quartz, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, I'm day 15, I'm low on my fertility monitor, blank as on a cheapy OPK yesterday and today. As I said before, I had a slight bit of CM, cervical mucus yesterday on a pad, needed 2 pads, it was such a little amount, but it was that creamy. Now, we know it's standard, you have your period, you finish your period, you dry for a couple of days. That is the human woman's body when it, you know, that happens. It normally goes, you dry for a day or two, then it goes slightly watery, then it goes creamy, then it goes to your fertile CM. That's what it's meant to be. So that's how I am usually, dry for a couple of days, which I have been. Then, you know, I've been dry for a day or two, maybe 2 or 3 days, a little bit of watery and a little bit of creamy yesterday. And I'm hoping that'll get a little bit more so today and tomorrow. So I'm hoping, on day 15, I am hoping I have peak ovulation by day 18. So it can come on any time. Do you know what I mean? I could be at the dentist with my daughter in a few hours time, wipe, and it's whoosh. You know, it could happen. So I'm just hoping I read high on the fertility monitor 16 or 17 and get my peak on 18, 19. Don't want to be later than 19. I really don't. I know there's possibility I can still get pregnant, but I just don't want to be. Vashti doesn't see me pregnant this cycle. She sees me pregnant, doing a pregnancy test in June and it being positive. So, don't know. I'm not going to just edge my bets on what Vashti says, as in, I'm hoping every cycle's a pregnancy, you know that. And she does say dynamics can change, dates and times can change, but what she sees doesn't change. So she sees a baby, she sees it being my 6th and my last, and she sees it happening. So that's all good for me. And it's like I say, it's been my reading for the last 6 or 7 times. So, you know, it's not like I've had one reading and it's been said and then never seen again. It's just repetitive all the time. So that is good for me. Anyway, love and friendship to all. Please let me know where you are in your cycle. I love all your messages. Hello to Jessica. Thank you, love, for all your messages. They're lovely. And just love to everyone who follows me. Follow me on Ingrid Ingy Mum Love on Instagram. I will try and message you back if you message me on that. I pretty much check that every day. It might be later on in the day, but I definitely check all my messages, and definitely comment if you have any comments down below. Any horrible, hurtful comments will be deleted. Please like and subscribe. I'm nearly up to 800. It'd be amazing to get 800 by the end of May, and even better to get 1,000 for Christmas. I just want my community tab so that I can update you more frequently, because I'm really trying hard to get these vlogs done. I try and get one on I try and get one on a week if I can, but like I say, they might be crappy little ones in my car or against my wardrobe in my bedroom. It's just whatever I can do. Today's super busy. I've just got so much to do. I've got like swimming catch-up lessons to do today, which is a nightmare at like 4 o'clock. I've got dentist with my daughter. I've got school pickup, nursery pickup, and a heap of washing to hang out. So I've got all of that to do today. My husband's like, oh, I'm taking the day off tomorrow. I'm thinking, don't bother, because I've got so much to do tomorrow. I've got all the beds, well, I've got the beds to change tomorrow. Actually, only one bed to change. I did them yesterday. But I've got the beds to do, some of the beds. Got the bedrooms to sort out, because I've promised the charity shop a shed load of toys, because they've got hardly anything in there. And I did think my kids, everything they haven't picked up since summer last year is going. I just said, anything that's not precious. Jigsaw puzzles are a nightmare in our house. My kids absolutely love them, but they won't part with them. So they're doing a jigsaw puzzle that we've had for like 3 or 4 years. I put them in the charity box, and then the charity shop's closed. They took them all out the car. So I had a charity box in the back of the car full of jigsaw puzzles, and they're all back in the boys' bedrooms, which is great. I love them playing with jigsaws, but not the same bloomin' ones for 4 years. So I want to try and sort all that out tomorrow, and my boy's got the orthodontist tomorrow to get fitted for his braces. So I've got a busy day tomorrow, and Aaron's like, we'll have the day off. but I don't want to be too harsh to him, so he'll just have to come along on that journey with me. Anyway, it's a lovely sunshiny day. Love and friendship to all. Let me know where you are in your cycle. I will update you on Instagram if I have a peak. I hope I have a peak. I hope I don't miss ovulation and not have ovulation. I hope something happens. As I say, I've done everything in my corner. We've baby danced. We've done day 8, day 11 and day 14. So, you know, we've done sporadic, but we've enjoyed it. We've done it. And I will continue to do that until I peak. And if I don't peak, let's hope I peak next cycle. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. See you later, guys. Bye.